Welcome to another episode of CrafterCast, where we focus on specific topics related to modern content management for digital experience applications. Today, we're going to talk about Composable DXP, or digital experience platforms. My name is Mike Vertel, and with me today is Russ Danner. So Russ, let's start today by talking first off of what is a DXP.
DXP is a set of technologies that spans the entire marketing process, everything from what we in the CMS space would be interested in, things like creating and delivering digital experiences across all kinds of channels. But the DXP goes much beyond that. It's everything from lead generation technology, email marketing, and other types of campaigns, social media, even some amount of e-commerce. The list of categories is pretty vast. In fact, there's a report called the MarTech 5000, which has 8,000 plus companies in it that span over 40 different categories. It's a pretty expansive space.
Right. And usually a DXP will be built around a CMS for the content, but will include many of those other tools or capabilities depending on your type of business. In the market, there's the suite vendors like Adobe or Sitecore that have monolithic integrated suites that classify as digital experience platforms. And then you get to more of a best of breed approach, or even beyond that, what we call a composable DXP, where you can compose digital experiences again, tailored to your particular organization. So let's dive into that. What is a composable DXP?
Sure. So a composable DXP is a DXP solution that is composed of different components based on integrations, pre-built integrations, on integrations based on APIs that bring together best of stack components to create that DXP. The reason why this is really attractive is that pre-built solutions, they tend to come with a lot of assumptions about what you're going to need, and you're sort of locked into what that one vendor supplies. So by using a composable solution, you can pick the components that work best for you, and you can pick the components that specifically meet your business needs. So it's more nimble, it's more agile, and much more flexible.
Right. And there's multiple levels, right? There's the solution, kind of the stack that you're using for a particular solution, like your public-facing website, or for a customer portal, or for an employee-related experience. So that's kind of the solution stack, and you want to be able to compose out of different components easily the stack for each one of those, right? So that's the overall solution stack. And then you've got at a higher level is the solution that you're driving to either your customers or to the public, right? Your public audience, the digital experience that you're delivering through any number of channels. Again, your website, your mobile devices, mobile apps, and other digital channels. And then at another level is behind the scenes is the solution that your employees are using, right? It's the employee experience for managing that end user experience. So we've got all of these different things to talk about, and at different levels when you talk about a composable DXP. The solution stack that can be composed for different use cases. You've got the end user experience that you want to be able to compose easily across different channels. And then you want to compose an authoring or a management interface that is tailored for each of those and for the different business users who are managing content, managing experience, analyzing the results, and then feeding that back into an iterative process.
So what you're saying is that when we talk about composing the stack, it's almost like picking your tools. What are the tools in your tool belt? You're not necessarily yet focused on what digital experiences you're going to manage. You know that you're going to need to collect customer information. You know that you're going to need to be able to do email and social outreach to them. You know that you're going to need different platforms for maybe websites or different types of digital experiences like AR and VR and so on. So you need like a headless CMS. So that's part of that stack. These are all parts of the Legos that you want to be able to recombine and repurpose for different specific components of your customer journey across all these different channels, right? So that's compose the stack. When you get to compose the actual digital experience, now you're talking about actually taking those pieces on the delivery side and putting them together to meet a specific need or a specific component of a customer journey. Did you say that that's correct?
Yeah, absolutely. How do we manage all that
Yeah.
is the authoring experience, the management interface.
Yeah, and actually, I think this is one of the most interesting things, which is the sort of the ability to say, okay, now I've got all this flexibility on the delivery side, but how am I going to bring it together and make it feel like a cohesive set of tools? And I think that's one thing that you have to say the suites have always done a good job at, because, well, in a way, the job is more simple, right? They have a very specific set of tools that they can integrate. So they are able to do that. They're able to bring those things together in a really cohesive way and give authors a set of tools that are sort of easy to understand, and they're kind of integrated. But you lose the flexibility, you lose the agility, you lose the best of stack. So in a composable space, this third one I think is super important. How do you bring that back into the solution in a way that is really cohesive and integrated and so on? And so the third part, I think, is maybe one of the most important aspects of delivering this idea well.
Absolutely. When you talk about productivity, getting the job done, and iterating and improving on all varieties of digital experiences, it's critical, because each of the different business users and the use cases really needs to be tailored so they can be most productive, get their job done, and move on. All right, so now let's drill into how does CrafterCMS support a composable DXP? How does it fit within a composable DXP stack, and how does it enable composing end user experiences and business user experiences?
Sure, and there's two primary ways here. We'll kind of get into this a little bit later, but the first is, as a headless CMS, we fit into the content creation and content delivery picture of a DXP. I mean, that's our primary role as a headless and headless plus CMS. Fundamentally, at an architecture level, we are well suited towards the composable DXP because we have a very modular architecture. It's mock based, and it's every component that we have, authoring components, delivery components, and deployment components, are all API first and very friendly towards integration-based scenarios, which is what composable DXP is. And then beyond that, we have plugins. Every component of our system accepts plugins. We've got lots of hooks for plugins, and we've got a large volume of pre-built plugins in our marketplace where you can go and pick and choose out of the box solutions to build up your best of breed stack.
Right. So let's get a little bit more specific, right? Without naming any particular brands, but some customer examples. One comes to mind where they didn't want to touch the delivery system, right? They had their app, they had their mobile app, they had their web app, and they just needed a CMS and an authoring environment and a publishing, reliable publishing mechanism to get content to that system, right? So in that case, Crafter, because of its modular architecture, they were just able to take Studio, the authoring interface, the publisher, the workflow, and plug it directly into the rest of their stack very easily and seamlessly. And that's composing the stack, right? The solution space for a particular solution. In their case, their public website and their mobile app.
Right.
And then we got other examples, like some of our e-commerce customers, where we're the content platform, and they use the authoring and the delivery and their ability to script our APIs to integrate to all of their e-commerce infrastructure, right? The ERPs and the PIMs and all the other systems that go into a full e-commerce customer experience. And we can go through many other examples, right? Websites, marketing sites, customer portals, agent portals in financial services sector, AR, VR experiences, OTT video experiences. The audience can get the idea here, right? That you got a wide variety of different digital experiences. Every enterprise is different. It's going to have some subset of those. Larger organizations we've seen have a superset of those and others. So you need an agile, flexible platform, modular, to fit in to these composable stacks and be able to compose these for those different solution spaces, and then take it a step further and then be able to compose the end user experience with plugins and integrations. And then most importantly, for productivity reasons, for management reasons, is to be able to compose the business user experience. Who's managing the content, who's managing the overall experience. Can we tap into all of these other systems through one management interface and get the job done effectively? And that's where Crafter's composability for the authoring experience for Crafter Studio is a big factor. Great. Well, I think that's a great summary of the topic, Composable DXP, what it is, how Crafter fits within it, and for our audience, things to think about as you modernize your digital experience infrastructure. So with that, we'll put a wrap on this one. If you found this useful, please hit the like button and share it with your friends and colleagues. And you can subscribe to our channel now so you don't miss any future episodes. Feel free to comment below on any topics you'd like to hear us talk about in the future. Thanks for watching and have a great day.